I'm live. Hello. I'm the Chris who plays games, and this is my freaking basement. It's a mess. You may not, see it that way, but I certainly do. So we're gonna make it less of a mess tonight, and I'm streaming from my phone, so I'm just gonna have to try and keep up. I do have my laptop here, so hopefully I can keep up with chat. But welcome to the stream, everybody. I am the Chris who plays games. Wearing my goofy hat in my packed basement. So, I'm just trying to figure out gotta really, there we go. Let's move a little bit more that way because we don't need to have that super bright wall. Anyway, yeah, so I have been living in this house for about 3 years now, and every time something needs to go someplace, it just gets tossed in the basement. And this means that I have my little pile of stuff over here, and I have boxes, literally empty boxes that I emptied when I moved here. And then back there you can see my 3D printer is right here, which has been broken for 2 years. This doesn't work. I broke a piece of it and it's just been sitting here. I have a tire. And I know why I have a tire, but it's a long story about why I have a tire. And there's a tire in my basement. Okay, so this is the extent. That tire came into my basement and it was supposed to be for a week 2 years ago. I just needed to move it from someplace else, and yet here it still is. So I've got all this stuff. So if I take here. I'm gonna, just 1 second. All right, so I take here, and I think I can move you around. Yeah, okay, here, I'm gonna turn this around so you can see, yeah. So over here, we have some stuff, and initially, this pile over here was organized. This pile over here was kind of we had it all organized. There's Christmas stuff and camping stuff, but then it just grew. And over here, you can kind of see, I've still got boxes packed over here. But then, like I said, I've got a tire. I've got a lot of lights set up, so you'll see I got a light here, 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 so that you can actually see what's going on in this basement, because when I turn all those things off, I can't see anything down here. So, and this isn't even the, here's my whole, pile of, I've got, drone parts that I bought years ago. This drone actually will fly, but the gimbal on it doesn't work, and so, I need to, part it out or get rid of it or something. I've got, Christmas lights underneath a drill with a keyboard in it. It's a disaster down here. Everything is a freaking disaster. And then, of course, I've got, because it's always such a mess down here, my laundry situation is a nightmare. And then you come over here, and we've got even more stuff. We got a whole pile of stuff, and this is, where stuff comes now when I bring it down. And so, we got blankets, and here's, my yearbooks, and look at this giant pile of, look at this pile of cables. Look at this rat's nest of cables I have. So, yeah. So, I just want to be clear, this is entirely my fault. I am responsible for the basement, and I have let it degrade and become a disaster. And so, we're gonna make this better tonight. Exactly how we're gonna get here, not clear yet, but we're gonna start out. And so my primary goal, or at least my initial goal, is to we'll turn this back around. My initial goal is to look. I think a snow shovel wrapped in electrical cables is a great thing that more people should have, but I don't think we actually need it. Oh yeah, I didn't even show you my little pile of stuff here, right? So I was I was cleaning up my office, and so I was okay, I'm gonna make a little pile of my stuff here, and so I've got my Saturn V model, which is what I really want to build. The entire reason we're doing this, just to be clear, is so we can clear off enough of this table that I can set up this Saturn V Lego build with a camera standing where I am now and the lights, and film me putting together the thing. This isn't just a 1 year problem. This is a 3 year problem. All right. So this is it was not my birthday. It was Christmas. It was a Christmas present. I have not had a place to build this since Christmas, because I was constantly I should film this, and I was oh, I should do it. I should set it up in the basement so I have lots of space. So you can see how well that worked. Anyway, so the basement is a disaster. So we're gonna fix that. That's what's gonna happen. My World of Warcraft mug that you've seen, I'm very blocky. Well, I'm sorry for being very blocky. Hopefully it's a little bit better now that I'm... Oh, wow, that's terrible. Why am I so blocky? Stop being blocky. What, is my internet down here garbage? I must be garbage. Anyway, Like, it's not usually that bad down here. I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. I don't know why, like, it's jumping. Like, it's fine, and then it's not fine. I don't know. Whatever. I can't do anything about it. Yeah. Okay, Google. Clean basement. So like this is, when I got this is the World of Warcraft mug that you've seen me drinking out of. I got this as a gift for helping out on a World of Warcraft stack exchange back in 2008. I was like gonna sell it or something, but who the hell wants this? It was like a limited edition, but anything that's like these limited editions that gets sold as limited editions, like nobody ever wants that shit. Never, ever, ever. So like, stupid. This is it's garbage. It's garbage. All right. So we've got our garbage pile over here. That's gonna go to the garbage, so that's gone. We did unpack a bunch of light stands for all of these lights that we have around us. Yeah, it's recycling. I actually have a recycling box. The garbage is actually gonna go in bags to separate it from the box. I had to actually pre-clean so that I would have someplace to stand. So I had to move a pile of cardboard that was right here over there, so that like I would have a place to stand here. So yeah, so this was a light kit that I bought back in March, and I was going to set it up in my office, and then they killed the space I was going to set it up in and everything else like that, and so never got set up. But I actually opened it, and so now I have all these cardboard boxes that are from the light kit. So I've even got another light stand that like now I don't need because I bought, like, a friend of mine was getting rid of his, and so I just took them. Whatever. Yes, Jess. You're saying my name. I don't know what you're saying it about. No, I have more lights. Also, it's not worth. They're worth like $5. Like but no, in particular, I think that might actually not just be the light stand. That is the stand for the green screen. So I have green screens that go with this. So I have a green screen, a black screen, and a white screen, and they all need to get hung by something, and I think those are the things that I actually need to hang it for. So that's still a useful thing. I think those form the bracing for the light stand. So, okay. What do we have here? Oh, okay. So here, this big GoPro Professionals case. Let's see what's in here. I think that this is a drone. Oh, no, this is a non-drone. This is just an empty case where a drone would go with some extra drone parts. So this was, I believe, a modified DJI Phantom 1. At this point, it is worth effectively nothing. The charger is probably worth like $20 if I could find somebody who wanted to buy it. I do have a battery here that is not exploded. I do have another battery here, and the problem with this one is this is like, so LiPo batteries, the way you can tell they're bad is when they bulge, and this one you can see like is definitely squishy. The problem is that I don't actually know how the hell you're supposed to get rid of a LiPo battery that might catch fire. So that's it's like watching the unboxing video of all garbage. Yeah, it's like Storage Wars, all right? Like, you're gonna come through here, and 90% of this shit is just garbage and needs to be thrown away. But somewhere in here, there's some good shit. Like I don't need like this. Like I don't need this. This boot that was from like not even the most recent time that Jess broke her foot, but the previous time, because this is a right foot and not a left foot. Like, I don't need that. That's garbage. That needs to go out of here. It should never come into the basement. It needs to go away. The Saturn V Lego kit is a perfectly reasonable thing. This one, no, look, it's got a curve. Oh, no, they're both footed. Okay, well, in any case, I'm 90% sure that this is not from the most recent time you broke your foot. You are correct, though. They are both footed. I don't know, like, this is like a knee brace, I think. I don't even know. I think this is a knee brace. Allie's knee brace. Okay, well, that child no longer lives with us, and I feel no compunction to keep these things. And if I tried to give things away, like, I'm just going to be here for months trying to give shit away. So Garbage is where a lot of things are going to go, even though some of them will be useful. For everything that I get rid of that should be beneficial to someone else, I'll make an appropriate donation to an appropriate charity or something, because I'm not gonna spend my life trying to get things to go to the right place. I'm gonna get it out of my house so that I can organize things going forward. Yeah, so like I said, the basement is my responsibility. It has been my mess. It has been my disaster. I have allowed it to build up slowly over years, and it has gone too far. So it is time to take out the trash, literally. And all the other things that are not trash. But yeah, at various points I've actually come through here and been like, okay, there's a bunch of just garbage on the ground. So like, when we bring down laundry, like we'll toss dirty laundry in plastic bags and bring it down. And it's like, okay, well that's great, except that like, then all the I just kind of rip open the plastic bags. And so like, I have like hundreds of plastic bags down here. like years of plastic bags that were brought down with laundry that need to go. Okay, this I'm still keeping. This is garbage. Anyway, I'm sorry I'm so blocky. I don't really love that, but I don't know what to do about it. Like every time I move, it gets all shitty. Be better, phone. Be better. I look good on here. I don't know, the stupid internet. I didn't tell you. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to decide how I want to do this. Okay, so there's a drone that goes with this, and I kind of want to try and, like, the case is actually nice. It's a $150 like GoPro professional case that like the case is like, it's one of these big like heavy, you know, cases from that company that sells cases. So I kind of want to do something with that, but I don't know exactly what. So whatever. Okay. These are fancy looking china plates. I don't really recognize the Spode Blue Room collection. We appear to have 4 of them, still in a pretty original looking box, so not sure exactly where those came from. Yeah, Pelican, that's the word I was looking for. It's not a cat food dish. Come on now. I was gonna pick up this fan and get it out of here, but then like the handle on it broke. It's still probably a workable fan, but it has no handle. And we have air conditioners, so I have very little use for this. Hello, Vlogging with Brandy. I am just peachy keen. I'm just going through my basement, which I should have done like at some point in the past 3 years rather than just continually throwing crap down here. But instead I am not. So, yeah. Sell the fan. You can get $1. Well, this is like, you know, so we've been watching, I'm watching these videos about people who they buy this shit off of like, they buy like the Amazon returns boxes where like people return all the Amazon shit they don't want and it goes to a liquidation company and the liquidation company sells it, and so they'll sell you like $2,000 worth of retail products for $170. And they're like, ah, yes, well this is worth, you know, $57, so I'm gonna make good money off of that. We got some Legos. So I guess that's cool. Just kind of like mixed random Legos down here. So that's not like total trash. That's like a thing that, you know, people enjoy. I can make little stories with them or something. I don't think that this was yours from 30 years ago. I think this is more recent than that. But maybe I'm wrong. It's got little houses and house doors and stuff in it. But whatever. Okay, you're right. I'm wrong. It happens often, most of the time. Never question Jess. That should be the rule. Okay, so this is... I'm so sad about this whole disaster that I put myself in for. So here's what happened. I got really into drones, right? I got really into drones, and then I was flying my drone, and an engine on it failed, and it sunk into the river. And then I went, because it was right before my brother's wedding, and I wanted to try and get some drone photography, and so like I went and bought another drone, but in assembling that, like this is one that I built, and So this is the TBS Discovery Pro. And it has a gimbal on the for 2-axis gimbal on the front, so it gives you nice stable footage. The problem is that this whole thing is an is an IC, like it's all traces and lines running along it and everything else like that. And unfortunately, in some way, when I was putting it together, I busted something, and I tried to tell them like, hey. This top plate is busted, and I'm not entirely sure it was my fault. I think maybe they broke it, like it was broken when I got it, like something was wrong. And they were like, oh, pull out your multimeter and like look at the numbers on this thing. And I'm like, I don't have a multimeter. And then they just closed my support ticket. And then I was like, okay, well, like I'll take it to my brother's wedding or take my other drone to my brother's wedding. Like it doesn't give me stable footage, but at least I can get something. And one of the motors burnt out on that. And so like I spent like 8 hours in 1 week or like 14 hours in 1 week trying to get drones together, found out that neither one of them worked. And it basically just made me so like freaking upset at the entire hobby that I just like abandoned it. And this is like, I feel bad because this was a $1,500 kit that I bought and put together and put a bunch of work into. And like, it feels stupid to just get rid of it. But at this point, like the top plate on its own is like a $300 piece. I don't even know it's broken. Like, are there chances that and now I have a drone, and I just went out and finally, after a year and a half of being like, I should fix this, I just went out and bought myself a new drone. I'm like, this is stupid that I'm disengaged from this hobby because of this mess. And like, I just went and bought a new thing. I said, fine, whatever. Like, it's been a year and a half. I don't have to feel that guilty about it. Like, I'm just going to do this. But this has been sitting down here ever since. And I look at this and I'm like, look, like there's parts on, like these props are like $60, like a $60 prop set. Like these motors are nice motors. Like if I took this whole thing apart and got it to the right person, they would love this. But I don't know, like finding the right person and getting it to them and everything else like that is just frustrated. And like, I don't know. It just, I feel bad because I want it to go to somebody who cares, but I can't. I don't know how I'm going to find somebody who cares. So what I'm going to do is take all the drum parts, and they're all going to go into some box. So let's grab a big box here. All the drum stuff. All the drum stuff. Okay, so we're going to take this, and we're going to put it here. And we're going to take the Tyrannus. And this is another thing, is that like, I see all these people, like if you look like William Osmond and he's doing all this stuff with like RC and everything else like that, like he has like these transmitters are like reusable, and like you can hook them up to all kinds of stuff. So you can do like Arduino stuff and like other things like that. And so I keep looking at this and thinking like, oh, like, am I ever going to get around to actually getting involved in like learning how to do the right things with this? Should I keep this piece and learn how to use it? Because this is a $200 transmitter, and this is in fine shape. Like I could resell this on its own for $100 easily to any RC person. They would love it. Like they still sell this exact model. Like. And I would have no problems. But am I ever going to get around to it? I don't know. Like, probably not. It's just going to sit down here and whatever. So that's why Jess is saying, like, just pass it on. I got a Chromebook. Got an Acer Chromebook. Earliest model. I don't think this... I don't remember the status of this. I'll see if I find the power charger throughout the evening. So let's take things that... probably electronics that probably don't work anymore. We'll put here. That's fine. Anyway, somebody came in that I didn't say hello to. Hello, Jerry. Welcome. Yeah. There's Nashua, there's New Hampshire, Fibers Rural. This is a free market. Oh, yeah. Okay. No, I mean, it's playing just fine. I'm doing a fucking live stream. Like, it's a joke, all right? Like, if I actually wanted to clean the basement, the right answer was not, like, unpack my lighting kit and set up 5 different lights and, like, do all of this shit. The answer was, like, just shut up and clean the basement. But this is getting me to figure out what the fuck is down here so that I will actually clean it up. Like, I'm not saying that I expect to come out of this 3-hour live stream with a cleaner basement. I don't. But I do expect that I will have a better understanding of what the fuck I'm dealing with, which is important. I also need to take off my hoodie because now that I'm moving around down here, I am warm. So. I mean, it'll be a little bit cleaner, but it's not going to be a lot. It's not going to be a lot. Okay, so basket will be put for now in the pile of things that contain things. We have a whole set of plastic containers here. This is also a plastic container lid that goes to our wrapping paper. Maybe we'll find that. This is a bamboo tablet that we bought for Alicia that she lost the pen to. And it probably isn't even the tablet, it's just the box. And even if that is the tablet, if I don't have the pen, I'm just going to throw it away because the new pen costs as much as a new drawing tablet, and it's not worth keeping. Oh, this is like brand new. Oh no, I bought a brand... Did I buy a brand new one of these and then never open it? Okay, well, that is a perfectly reasonable, brand new bamboo pen tablet from Wacom. I'll see if I can find somebody who will take that. Completely unopened, never touched. So if this is like Storage Wars, like this is one of those items that is like, have a good night, Jerry. Yeah, Jose, I think has a tablet, a drawing tablet. I'm not positive. But I think Nat would be able to do that. So this is good. I need a good pile. Thinking where I want to do this. So this is part of the problem is that I let the basement get so bad that I can't even move shit around to make it better. Like that has been one of my issues. So okay. Good things, Fox. Okay, so Jose or Nat will get that. That's fine. This china should not be on the ground. Move it out of my way for now. And the key thing I'm going for here is to get to this bin. Empty it out. Okay. So, in the past, when our landlady yelled at us that our basement was a mess because she could see it through the little windows on the side, I went and I took all the trash and I consolidated it, and I put it in here. The problem is that after I consolidated it, I never did anything with it. So like, I've got a bag here, which is an empty laundry detergent container and a bunch of lint from the dryer. Like, this is not something that they needed to keep for the past year and a half. That is something that I could have gotten rid of long ago. And I'm pretty sure that is the case for, this is recyclable, right? Can you recycle containers that are like laundry detergent containers? I feel like you can. Is there silver in it? Recycle, 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 recycle. Okay. I got the recycling pile over here. Single stream recycling, here you come. I got bleach container, recycle. It is empty, 7th generation. Totally garbage laundry detergent, recycle. More 7th generation. Sorry, not garbage. Hippie environmentally conscious, doesn't clean things, you know, the important parts. Seventh generation, we can take the lint off of this. Now, the trick is that after this live stream, I have to do something with this pile of garbage that I'm creating other than just leave it in the basement for another 6 months. So that's going to be the commitment you've all got to come back to me on Monday and be like, Chris, have you taken this shit out of the basement yet? And if I have not, then you should be like, I'm not watching you. You're just going to have to like deal with the fact that you don't have viewers until you take your shit out of the basement. And then I will appropriately lie to you and tell you that I have. Apparently, in moving stuff around, I had some dirty laundry in there, and this is why I just take that out. Right, that's right. I don't have a live stream on Monday. On Monday, you cannot ask me that. On Friday, you'll be able to ask me that. On Monday, I will probably not be live streaming at all. I had hoped that I would get to do a premiere, but I ended up running out of time to put something together because the election was this week, and I forgot about it. Sell the lint. You know what? If you want lint, I got lint for days. Like, I don't even, like... Okay, so, like, a sock. Like, okay, this is garbage. It's like a... I don't know, it's like a weird rubberized plastic mat. I don't know. It's like a stiff mouse pad. Weird. Okay, that's just a cloth that has been sitting in this pile covered with lint for a year. I think we can get rid of that without any concerns. Okay. More empty laundry bags. Please do not catch fire. Yeah, I need to not catch fire. That's true. Okay. We're doing good. We're good. We're gonna have some stuff go into the trash. Hey, look! I found a tequila bottle. Raspberry, August 2008 is when this was last used. So, not a recently used tequila bottle, but yeah. So Jess and I, or Jess, not I. Jess makes fruit flavored tequila by putting tequila in this bottle with frozen or fresh fruit for like 6 months, and then it infuses into the tequila, and it's tasty. Unfortunately, this bottle, this is just okay. It's kind of like the metal thing is bent, so it doesn't actually work. All right. All right. These are all just more garbage. Garbage. And this is keepable. That's fine. But these are garbage. Okay. So I don't so I can say I did at least one thing. I'm going to take this bag out. I'll be right back. I'm going to put it in the outside garbage, and then it will not be in the basement. And I can say I made the basement cleaner. I'll be back in about 2 minutes. Just hold tight. Talk amongst yourselves. Hi, Down Phoenix. I'll be right back. Okay. Slight problem with this plan. It's raining out a lot. So that was not great. But I'm here. No, I didn't open the rear door. Yeah, well, I just ran up and down stairs, carrying a bunch of garbage, and it's raining out. So, you know, whatever. I'm fine. Yeah, no, now that we've broken that last bottom stair in our like stairwell thing, like getting up and down the stairs is way too treacherous for me to do safely. Yeah. No, we definitely have, like, that back corner where I'm putting all my trash right now is definitely the corner that leaks. So we have one of those, you know, like anti-M, like get down to the cellar, the bulkhead doors. We have a bulkhead door, and the water comes down through the bulkhead door because it's not sealed well, and then it pools to the bottom of the stairs and then leaks in. So I'm currently watching as it, like, slowly creeps towards me because it's raining out right now. So that's why that whole corner over there is either elevated or like far from the door. So okay, this is a good thing that can store things. I'm not gonna get rid of that. I got some plates down here. So that's right. So we have a neighborhood cat who loves to come into our house and then like because our door doesn't always latch, and so like in the summer he'll push the door open when we're not home or whatever, and then like come into our basement. And so, like, his owners will come by and be like, our cat's been missing for 3 days. Have you seen them? And I'll be like, nope. And then I'll put out food, and the cat will come and eat the food. And then I know that I have a cat, and I can capture him. Now, he has done this, like, 4 times now. So at this point, I'm pretty good at just being like, Shadow, come on, and he comes out. But for a long time, it was like he was super scared, and we were not good at catching him. So anyway, the plates can go back upstairs, because the last time he was here was, like, 6 months ago. And these plates should never have stayed down here in the first place. So, those plates can go upstairs. Good. Okay. Camera stuff. Alright, let me see if I can find a way to get stuff off of here. Okay, so we got some tools. We've got a caulk gun. That's C-A-U-L-K. We got a hammer. Got another battery. This one's not too squishy. Can go with drone stuff. So presumably this actually goes to a toolbox that exists somewhere, but I don't know where. I've got like a glove attached to a flatware chest. That's good. Jess is gonna look at this. She's like, oh my god, my china! How did I let this happen? And I'm just like, look, I'm sorry. I'm a terrible human being. I have not managed well in any way, shape, or form. It's been a long few years, all right? It's been a long few years. Okay. Hello, supermodel. Welcome, welcome. Okay. So, I got some more Spode here. The Spode Blue Room Collection, a unique collection of 6 antique design 10-inch plates specifically re-engraved from the original 19th century copper plates. Okay, so I believe that this cabinet is an Antethel special, and I believe that I'm going to combine the Spode plates on that. This is going to be drone stuff. I don't know how we're going to manage this. Okay, another drone. So this is part of my. This was an ambitious project. Okay, an ambitious goal I had. So this drone was part of a purchase of a bunch of drones. Someone was getting out of the hobby, and he was like, "Hey, I'm getting out of the hobby. Like, please come purchase all of my drones." And this was one of them. The problem was that I thought I was purchasing drones that worked, because he had what should have been like $3,500 in drone parts, and he was selling it for like $1,500. And he was like, "I just want to get out of the hobby. The money doesn't matter to me. I just want to get rid of it instead of parting it out on eBay." And I was like, "I understand that." And then I found out that he is as bad at he's worse at hobbies than I am. And so what he actually had was like 1 working drone and 6 mostly sort of working drones that he had hacked apart at various projects and then was not touching anymore. So like this drone has a bunch of cool things. Like it has a whole strip of LEDs like all the way around, and so you can fly this thing, and it is like bright as all get out. Like you can fly it in at midnight, and it's like gonna like act like a little mini sun. But unfortunately, as I was saying, like it has like a flight controller, it has all the bits, but it was just never like he never finished putting it together, so it's never flown. Like and like a never flown drone, like I just don't trust it. I don't trust that this is a thing that actually is going to work. So yeah, I just did a thing. So take care. Have fun at the theme park, Brad. Thanks for stopping by. Glad you got to see the basement, at least part of it. And so, yeah, watch as I smash the remaining working bits of drone. And so, yeah, most of this bin. Oh, and then he gave me this whole set of, like, I bought the stuff and he gave me this whole, like, toolbox set up with all the little parts in it and everything else like that. It was, like, 15 little compartments with different parts, and I was like, cool. And then he messaged me back, like, a month later. He's like, oh, when are you going to bring bring that back? And I was like, what do you mean bring that back? He's like, oh, well, you're going to bring back the drone, like, the toolbox. And I was like, that wasn't part of the deal. Like, I just gave you $1,500. Like, I thought that I got to keep that, but apparently that was not the intent. So then all the parts just got tossed in. So screws and props and bolts and everything else like that just all got tossed into one big container. And then I lost all, and this is one part of my whole, like, I lost motivation to clean it up and, like, resell it and all the bits that I really should have done but didn't. And so, like, I've got little, like, a 1,000 milliamp hour 20C battery. I've got, like, a transmitter. I've got like all the carbide props and like all of this shit that I will just never do anything with. So, whatever. I've got like this is like a 3D printed knob of some kind that I'm pretty sure went with it. Like controller to hold your phone while you're flying. Like Fat Shark transmitter for video. Like all these things, but they're all just jumbled up. It's like a jumbled up mess, and like I just. Ugh, okay, I just need to get rid of all of it. Need to find somebody and be like, hey, this is really yours for free. Take it, please. I'm done. I have a drone that works that I like, and everything else is yours. There are probably some parts here that are salvageable, and you could probably at least make $100 selling shit on eBay, but there's not much else here. All right, so this is a Tornado heater. By the way, can you guys hear me when I'm like over here? I assume you can. But if you're finding I'm being too quiet or something, please feel free to let me know. Yeah, so this is just a no thermostat heater. I think this might not even be a heater, it might just be a fan. Yeah, this might just be a fan. Okay, let's see. Tools. Alright, so I'm going to take, this is more, I'm going to keep my little Allen wrenches, but all the screws and parts here, I believe, are part of Drone Life. So I'm going to, yeah, this was all part of the TBS build, so. Yep. Okay, that's drone parts. Drone parts. Okay, here's that Spode thing again that I saw to begin with. Is it a space heater? Is it a space heater? It doesn't look like, it doesn't have a thermostat. Like most of our heaters have a thermostat. So that's why I was like, a little bit confused, because I know Vornado does actually make just fans too. This Bose speaker that Jess bought a bajillion years ago, does it use a standard cable? It does. I'll turn it on and make sure it still turns on, and then I will give it away on the free table across the street. I do not anticipate we will ever end up using it. I know and I'm sure that it has lovely sound, but the times in our lives where we have ever wanted to actually sit down and listen to something like this, too low. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna do it tonight, so we can get further into the specifics of the plan later. Okay, extension cord. Extension cord. I'm gonna do something with. Let's think about this for a little bit. Okay, so keeping and organizing in a minute. What do we have here? Okay, so this is a nice set of precision small hex Torx screwdrivers. This is a set of drill bits, wood drill bits. So that's a thing. Okay, what's this shirt? Is this anything interesting? There's a pair of Nike dry fit large. These don't fit anybody anymore. Okay, I'll just put this through the laundry. They need to be washed before I give them away. And yeah, this is my basement, Jeff. There's nothing haunted here. It's just a basement. It's fine. What the hell is this? Oh, pepper spray. Cool. I don't even think I'm legally allowed to have this because you need a firearms license in Massachusetts to have things like this. Okay, so what is this? This is something. I got blankets here. Screwdriver. Oh, god damn it. I swear to God, I have, and this is like, everybody knows this happens, but like, I bought a set of these screwdrivers. There was 10 Phillips and 10 flathead. As of now, I have 8 flathead and 0 Phillips remaining. Like, what happened to the Phillips ones? Like, where did they go? I can find so many of the flathead ones, and they're all like, every time I go to get a screwdriver, I find like this giant pile of screwdrivers, and they're all flathead. And I'm like, what the hell? Ugh! Happens every time. Okay. But I'm not the only person that happens to. It's like a super common complaint among techie people that they all have the same problem. So, okay, blanket. Okay. Doing fine. All right. It's fine. What is this? Oh. Okay, this is some nice china. Yeah, this is too bright. Nice china. It was I'll put this back in here. Okay. Somehow I've got to figure out a way to store our china that's better than what we've got at the moment. Okay, so got a dustpan. Let me get more of this stuff here. Let's clean up the floor space around here. Okay, that's laundry. Yeah, I cleaning this is not. Well, the biggest problem with cleaning this is just like coming down to a decision of like, what are you going to do? Where are you going to put it? Like, so much of this is not an issue just of cleaning. It's an issue of like deciding what you want and like everything else. Okay, so this is still new in the box. Zippered flatware storage liner. This is going to go into the container of containers that is over here. Alright. There we go. We have a heat gun over there. The basement requires shelves. Yes, the basement does require shelves. That is correct. I've known this for a while now. But okay. Let me pull out another garbage bag for myself. So I'm gonna go back to the floor here for a bit and start picking some stuff up down here. Oh, did I actually turn my charger back on? I probably did not. Make sure that I am you're doing the right thing. hopefully it is. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out if my phone is actually charging, but it's hard while I'm live streaming, apparently. Okay. Alright, so here's the Earth. It's chilling. Damn, you might say, that is a sweet Earth. A wrong. Alright. Container storage receipt. Don't need it. Coca-Cola bottle. Recycling. Ugh, so much rain. Rain, rain, go away. Don't flood my basement today. Okay, those are good things to keep. These are not. I'm getting rid of this pillowcase that is completely soaked in extremely gross everything. Don't need it. In fact, there's a couple of things here that are just gross, and we don't need them. Some of these are not, they're just loose socks that made their way over here. That's fine. Okay. Getting some laundry out of the way, out of the way. Get some spider webs out of the way. Yeah. Apparently Julianne did so well on the SATs that the College Board has decided that she's a cheater. I'm actually not as upset about that particular thing as I am upset about the fact that they did that after, like, the scores were supposed to be released 3 weeks ago, and they didn't contact us at all. Like, no contact whatsoever. Nothing was shared with us until Jess reached out to them and said, like, what the fuck is going on? Also, shit. We may need a new water heater. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, how do you, like, your whole job is just to produce and release test scores. That's all you do. Like, you test people and then you release scores. I understand that, like, your investigation takes time, but, like, you've had a month and you didn't do anything about it until we contacted you. Like, what is that? Yeah, no, so, like, I don't know. I'll need to look more at it, but, like, water heaters are not supposed to have that kind of crap on them. And I don't remember that being there, so I don't know what's up. I'm pretty sure that's a bad sign. So, it's not like spitting out water, but it's not in good shape, so that'll need to be... That probably needs to be taken care of, but luckily I'm working on cleaning the basement so they can come and install a new one. See? Perfect timing. It's great. Okay, you, my friend, are going to go in the, like, fruit table box. Well, hopefully we'll deal with it before it explodes. I don't know how long. Like, just to be clear, the rust and stuff that I'm seeing on there does not look brand new. Like, that looks like it's been in that state for longer than it should be, but it's probably not gonna break tonight. Okay, garbage. This is a cable that I was using earlier tonight, so that's not garbage. You're right. That was a mistake on my part. You're gonna turn the water on later tonight, and it's gonna start, like, overflowing and exploding, and it'll be all my fault. I apologize. Okay, yeah, so I'm just watching, like I said, the bulkhead door is over there, and the water just kind of creeps in, so I'm watching it kind of pool over here at the moment, so that's my current status. Okay, let me move this chair so I can get some more stuff. All right. Okay, let's see. This looks like a pair of pants that fits. These seem like they're in pretty decent. Okay, these are probably, yeah, 32-30. I think that it's too short for me now, I think, but they can still get washed. They're not, I'll try them on when they go through the wash. They feel like they're still in I'm not actually sure I've ever worn them. Okay, what are you? You are trash? Yes. Trash for the trash gods. Double parlors. I mean, I think of it as a dining room and a living room, but apparently double parlors is how they describe that. If they're Jessica. She might be right. I don't know nothing. Okay, now listen up, because I ain't seen nothing. Okay. Alright. So what do we got going on here? We got... Hey, a broom! I didn't know we had a broom. Haha! I mean... I don't know. Take care, supermodel. I didn't know we had that broom. I didn't know we had a wire whisk broom. Or not, it's like a straw whisk broom or whatever. Like, yeah. Alright, so where do I want to keep the bags that we use? I think all of our luggage was currently stored under the stairs. Maybe that's an okay spot for it. Put that there for now. Let's gather some of this trash and get it out of here. Hey, another drone! Ugh. That one I think still flies. Big. Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so what is actually plugged into this? Is anything plugged into this? Oh yeah, my light in the back is plugged into it. Okay. Which maybe I don't need that at the moment. Hoo-ah! Now, let's see. Yeah. This drone. So this is a Phantom 2. So the Phantom 2 has an integrated camera with gimbal. So this is basically the very start of them integrating like videography as a primary thing they were doing. It's got a Micro Center micro SD card in here, so I definitely bought that and probably flew it for a little bit. Might even be some footage on there still that I've never taken off. As far as I remember, this is still in fine shape and will fly. And I think that I still have the case for it in here as well. Yes, that's there. Okay. Kind of toss these blankets here. This towel can go in the laundry pile. Let's get this robe out of here. I have a lot of business envelopes. I have hundreds and hundreds of business envelopes. So if you know anyone who needs a lot of business envelopes, I've got them. Let's see. Oh, hey, look, I found the thing that I've been looking for like a year. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so I take this and rearrange some shit here for a minute. So I'd show you what I found. Okay, so like a year ago, when Pokemon Go came out, I bought a USB battery, a big one. So this is a 21,000 milliamp hour RAV power USB thing. It's got USB-C out, which I used as a trigger for it can actually quick charge, as well as a normal quick charge port, well, a quick charge in. So this is something I bought when Pokemon Go was a big thing, so I could actually live stream my game. So when I went out to Boston Common and was live streaming, I was using this. And around 9 months ago, you know, it disappeared, and I didn't know where, and now I found it, which is great. So that's cool. And this is another case. It's a little, I got it a little bit squashed here, so we'll see if we can kind of bend this back into shape and fit the drone in here. I think that this foam will be fine. You can see the cats came in and kind of tore up some bits of it here. The reason this has no props on it is because it doesn't fit in this case with props on it, but I believe it should still slide in here. Maybe. Maybe. There we go. Cool. It's got a set of props here, micro SD and adapter. Yeah, so I've got a memory card in there, which is probably still good. Oh, I don't have my controller, so somewhere there's probably a white controller that goes along with this that I will hopefully find as the evening goes on, and then I will have another complete drone. All right, so yeah, so the someone Google Translate that and ban them if it's appropriate. Yes. So the difference between this one and the other ones is a couple fold. And one of the differences is that it's bigger. It's twice as big as the next biggest one that I have. I see. I don't know. Yeah, like. And the other thing about it is, I love that it's still charged. Like, I have not seen this thing in probably 6 to 9 months, and it's still charged. So that's kind of cool. I probably have not flown this drone since before I bought my Mavic. It's even longer ago. I don't know. Yeah, I guess Pokemon Go would have been like a year and a half, like almost, is 2 years ago now? It wasn't just this summer. Was it just last summer? I don't know, whatever. But yeah, so it's twice as big as the next biggest one we have. Yeah. Okay. I don't need this facing this. Oh, more props. Props don't go this way. Alright. Cool. So I'll stick these props in here. And if I can find the remote for this. Oh, the remote's right here. The remote's right here. I'm good. I was like, I feel like the remote should not be far away because I only ever flew this like all in one. Like I did never mess with it. So this is just like a stock Phantom 2, 3 batteries, bunch of extra props. As far as I know, in fine flying shape. I would take it out and fly it for a little bit, but this is actually something where if somebody wants a drone and they have a lot of space, this is a great drone. Works fine, and I'm happy to give it away for free to somebody who wanted it. Mark, you bought the little one, right? So you don't need one. Oh, I let that be destroyed. That's kind of sad. Okay. Okay. Laundry. Garbage. Why do we have? I think we have 2 ironing boards. I don't think we need 2 ironing boards. I feel like that's the kind of thing you only need one of. I'm pretty sure there's one upstairs. The Spark, yeah. The one downstairs collapses. Okay, so that's trash. Great. Good to know. We'll get rid of it. This is a little bit more laundry. Yeah, oh right. The other reason that some of this stuff has happened has been like because like when sewage backs up into the basement and I have to like toss a bunch of shit so they can get to where they need to go, or when like the gas meter guy comes by and I wasn't expecting him and he has to like replace the gas meter, so I have to move everything like all in a bit. And that's actually how things have gone from like somewhat organized to just a complete disaster, is just like when I have all of this shit that needs to move all of a sudden, like that's when I get into real trouble. This is clean. Okay, so I'm sad that I let this happen, but not surprised, because I've just been so utterly disorganized. This is a map of the United States. So unfortunately, it got a bit crinkly. But Map of the United States. I might be able to flatten this back out. I think Jess said it's basically supposed to be the best map of the United States, according to some review. So, oh yeah, this will flatten back out. This will be fine. Let's roll it up for a little bit. It'll be fine. We'll flatten it back out. No, this was not on a wall in One Main. I do actually have, so the ones that I took home from One Main, all the ones that were up in One Main were framed. So, so we used to have a bunch of maps up in our office at Metacarta when we were a startup. And then Nokia acquired us, and they were moving us to a new office. And we were like, hey, like my office was literally like the walls were covered like every inch in maps, and I had expanded out into the rest of the office, if I remember correctly. I don't know. But we had a lot of maps. And so like we moved, and they're like, well, you can't just hang maps on the wall. We're like, what do you mean we can't just hang maps on the wall? They're like, well, they have to look better than that. And so when we moved, they took them and they said, we're going to take the best ones and we're going to frame them. And so like they framed, and let's just be clear, they did a nice job framing maps that were pretty massive, that were like, 4 feet by 3 foot frames. It's like they spent like $1,000 to $1,500, which is not much when you're rebuilding a whole office anyway. But like they spent like a couple grand on framing these maps, which is great. Except then they moved to Burlington. They're like, yeah, we don't want these anymore. And I'm like literally like going there trying to help empty out the office, and like they're so big I can't fit them in my car because they're these giant framed maps that like didn't that didn't whatever. But yeah, so I wonder if is this, yeah, so like this one is one of the maps from One Main. Probably upside down. Nope, I got it right. Yeah, so this is a map of Germany that just got, because, I'm German, and has unfortunately just sat here, and unfortunately the bottom looks like it got wet, and so I kind of let it get destroyed at the bottom there a little bit, but mostly it's still fine. But yeah, so they did this nice big frame for us, which is nice, except for the fact that, like, then I took them away, and I didn't really have any place to put them, because I didn't have an office at the time, and then when I had an office, I didn't know where they were, and... yeah, I wear the hat every stream. Yes, the people that made the N-Gage. That's right. Yeah, so we worked for Nokia. We started work in the OV division, and then later moved into the something else. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that this is not going to work in any modern DVD player, unfortunately. But this is a video that my dad made of my first, 9 years of life, so it's 1984 to 1993, that my daughter used to creepily love to watch repeatedly because I had me as a baby in it. But yeah, the problem is that he made it on a DVD burner, and apparently it gets bad, the dye. He went to see someone, these DVDs he burned, he's had people try and watch them again and they just don't play. So my expectation is that I will put this in a DVD player and it won't play. But if it does, then that's awesome, because I've been actually talking about this in a couple of recent live streams. And yeah. Spin the top for you. Yeah, here you go. There you go. Alrighty. That probably didn't spin very much. Yes, Julianne, your desire to watch the video of me repeatedly, when I got it for this, when did I get it? I think I got it for my 21st or 20, I don't know. It's not long after my 21st birthday, I feel like. And you watching that video repeatedly was creepy. You were 5 years old and you just watched me as a baby repeatedly and cackle. And it was a very strange thing. It was just strange. She's laughing. I could hear her through the floor. Okay. So, I've got a big map. What is this? Is this the same big map? This is the same big map I already found. Okay, I'm going to put this map with the other map. Yeah, unfortunately that Germany map, I feel bad that I let that frame get destroyed because it's actually it's a nice National Geographic map. And yes, Jess, you definitely did have something to do with it. I understand you don't remember. It's fine, but you did. This is fine. You know, the laundry pile. God, I have so much laundry to do. I mean, not that it's like new. This laundry has been down here for a long time, but now I have found it and put it in my pile to do. Who did I, yes, you cackled, just like you were just doing now, Julie. The cackling you just did, where you're like, it's creepy. It's creepy when it's about me. Like, it's fine when it's like laughing at something I'm saying, but it was like watching me as a like 4-year-old and cackling like that. It was very odd. It's just a very odd experience. Okay. What is the status of like? Oh, there's so much stuff here. Yeah, move this for a second. Go there. That's fine. The thing I feel about it is not just that the map got destroyed. Yeah, it's not like it's a super expensive map, but it's that I let the frame get destroyed because it's like a $15. And this is what was the craziest thing about it, right? Is like the maps were like literally one of them was like a Michelin like gas station map that was like, you know, $7, and then they spent $250 to frame it. And I'm like, I feel like you're missing the point. Like the whole idea was that we had a shit ton of maps that like covered the walls that we got for cheap, and we just put them all up. Like John loved to collect maps, and like Eric from the old like Metacarta founders, like he died chasing place names. Like that was his life, was going to the map and finding weird place names on it and then trying to get there, and he died trying to do that in a national park. Like that was their life. And so like it just felt like they were very much missing the point. But the frame is nice, and like getting it framed like this, like a, you know, it's decent, you know, it's you know, 24 by 36 frame. I guess it's probably a $50 frame, so whatever. Yeah, I mean the pole is definitely like, you know, a thing. Could try and move it more. Now, there's not really a way that I can do that's not gonna give you the pole right in the middle. So whatever. It is what it is. Are we divorced at the moment? We are not divorced at the moment, as far as I know. No, I don't think that's the case. Okay, so what is this? Oh, this is plates on the top. Oh, that was broken long before I got here. That is in about 170 pieces. This looks like a giant bowl in this pattern. So just so you know, Jess, whatever pattern this like light blue gray flowers is, that is gone. That is in many pieces. That particular piece is dead. So, I will zip this back up in his bag so that when it goes in the trash, it doesn't kill a garbage man. Okay, well, so it sounds like maybe there's not a whole lot of attachment to it. I do have a baby sling. Jess, is this like a giveaway to somebody type of thing? It's the Maya wrap. Happy to put it in the giveaway pile. No, toss it. Okay. Didn't look that big. I wasn't really sure. Okay. This is really gross and does not fit anyone in our house anymore. Not gonna try and wash it for that. Got that. Hey, look. So when I first got my 3D printer, one of the things that I did is, and this is less, like these were some of the misprints, but I printed a whole bunch of various like sliding puzzles. And so like all of these little pieces are puzzles that would slide together. So we had like a whole desk at my office of like little sliding puzzles that like you could put together. So like a Soma cube is the easy one, but these were like harder things that would be kind of like the Cracker Barrel type puzzles that you get sometimes. And so yeah, so these are mostly misprints where like it got screwed up or the base was too thick and so they didn't actually slide easily. So those are garbage. But it's one of the things that I've done with my 3D printer that's actually was more productive than most. This bin feels like it's gonna be gross. I don't know exactly the status of this. This feels... Okay, this is just garbage. Yeah, this is just all garbage. What is that? I feel like I should recognize what this is. It's like a metal thing. I am now convinced that this was already a trash bin. That was the determination I came to. This is trash and just needs to be transferred to a trash bag so I can take it out. The towel in here looks like it was initially fooled me because it's a towel, but then I realized that it's a towel that like is like all rust colored and gone and everything else like that. So, yeah. It's yeah. So what it was a small metal ring with a thin pointy end to it. It felt a little bit like one of those things that you used to like pull out your SIM card on your iPhone, but it wasn't. So, okay, that's fine. So we made some progress here. So many things. Okay. More garbage. So I am making, like I said, I am making some progress. I have filled almost 2 giant garbage bags, plus this is garbage that I'm going to take out. I've taken out at least one of them, so I know that I will have done something. And I'm making progress here. Plus, I remember there's a tire down here now that I need to get rid of. So, like, you know, I'm getting the important work done. The important work of cleaning the basement, observing a tire. Okay, so the story on the tire is this. Our roommate slash, oh god. This is, by the way, the 6th annual VidCon bag. So this was, I think, the first VidCon I went to. Maybe it's the second. I think the second VidCon I went to. It's all just swag and stickers and stuff that I don't need. It's 5 years old at this point. So our roommate had a flat tire, and she changed her tire, and then she took the old tire out, and then she left it in the backyard of our house. And the neighbors called, and the Manchester Environmental Services people then like inspected the property, and they were like, well, we've determined that there's like some trash and like a tire in the yard. And it was like whatever. And it's like, if you don't take care of this in like the next, 24 hours, we're gonna have to like condemn the property or something stupid. Like they made it sound very scary. And I'm like, okay, can you just give me like 3 days to take care of it? Because I'm not like there right now. Like, can you give me like 3 days to take care of it? They're like, no. And I was like, fine. And so like I went up there and I literally just like the trash bin had been knocked over by an animal or something, and then there was like the neighbors just didn't like them, and so like they were whining, and so like I went up there and I was like, fine, I'll just take and I wanted to just like knock on the door and like drop it in their house and be like, hey, just deal with this, like whatever, it's your tire. But then they didn't wake up when I knocked, or they weren't home or whatever, and so I just tossed in the back of my car and like, I'll figure out what to do with this tire later, like it's fine. And apparently my solution to that was that I took the tire out and I put it in the basement and then I left it there. So it's later. Congratulations. This was not the basement. This was like the house. The house that she was living in was going to be condemned, or like they were gonna make a judgment of like unsoundness or something because of this. And it was like, come the fuck on, like chill the fuck out, like especially once I got there, I was worried it was gonna be like this giant environmental spill or something like that, and then it was like one tire and one knocked over trash bin, and I was like, seriously, like this is what you call me for, like, and you're gonna re-inspect in 24 hours and get like. At least it made more sense once I got there, because I was literally like, they were like, I thought they were complaining about like the grass is too long or something else like that. But no, they were just complaining. They're like, there's a tire and a knocked over trash bin. So like, had I known that, I could like, I just could have called Kristen and been like, hey, like, can you just take care of this? But I didn't realize that at the time, and so I went up there and tried to deal with it, and it was stupid. The whole thing was dumb. But that's why I have a tire. Like, that's the long story on why I have a tire in my basement, is because like cranky neighbors complained about a house, the property that we own, and so we got a phone call and had to deal with it. So they're not white, they're tan. I don't own any pants that aren't khakis. That is correct. Okay. I think. Stories. Oh, I love stories. Oh, fuck. What is this? Is like totally trapped. Okay, so, you can't see this from way over there, but you might look at this and ask me, like, why do I have a set of colorful parachute cord? And so, yes, it is 550 cord. So, Aiken and Jess have a decent chance of recognizing why I have parachute cord. So give them a moment to see if they can guess before I tell that story. I've got some solder back here. This is like a big old battery. More drone shit. Instead of DVDs and Wii U games, more drone shit. Okay, this is another full drone shit box. So it's all Hobby King. Anyway, Darkmire, yes, today is the basement cleaning stream. I want to put together my Saturn V. And in order to do that, I need a space to do it. So my goal is to have enough of this clean that I can set up a backdrop and like do the stream at this table. Because I don't have like, I want to be able to, if it takes too long, not have to like tear it all down. And there's no other table in the house where I can just leave Legos set up for a week. So that's why we're here. All right, so the story behind the 550 cord. All right, so I was flying my drone in February of 2015, and I was flying my drone, and because it was like, and I was flying in the winter, and because it was like 12 degrees out, the battery lasted way less time than I expected it to. And so as I was flying my drone, it crash landed on a lake. And so in crash landing on a lake, I found it, got there and I could see it, and I was like, okay, well, it's 150 feet out on a mostly frozen but not really lake. So, you know, whatever. And so I was like, okay, well, we can get it back. And so like I had this whole set of plans. And so at first I just like tried to get like a baseball and like throw it out there and with like a string attached or something like that and see if it could get there, but I couldn't. But then I went out there with my friend. So one, I had a friend bring his kayak. He has a kayak because I was like, okay, the water's frozen, but I can't just walk on the ice because it's not thick enough to support me. So I'll like put the kayak on it and like scoot the kayak out on the ice to get it if I have to. But the better plan, and the plan that worked, is that we took an RC car and we attached the 540 cord to it, and then we drove out around the drone and drove the RC car back, and the parachute cord pulled the drone back in. So I did a ice lake rescue of my drone using an RC car and 550 cord. So yeah. So it can't be a full-time studio because it's not heated. Like, although I will say, all these lights are doing a pretty decent job of keeping it warm down here, because I've got like 1, 2, 3, 45 watt like CFLs And then I've got 2 more CFLs over here. Plus I have the big LED panel, which probably doesn't put out that much heat, but does something. Plus cleaning up down here, it's doing great for me. But no, generally speaking, I would love to make this more of a space I could shoot in, but in the winter it's kind of rough because it gets really chilly. But yeah, I'm thinking about it. Yes, it was like using an RC car to do that. Yes. But yeah, so I kind of want to make it a space where I can do more hobby shit that's not in the way all the time. So I'd like to have organized space for my hobbies and so on. But we'll see how well that actually works. I have no specific plan yet, but man, I'm so disappointed that the video keeps doing this like blocky like mess that it's doing. Like I've not had that experience before, and it's kind of shitty. Okay, this is China. Okay. I got some duct tape in here. And a whole bunch of stuff that looks like trash. Okay. That's more drone shit. That's papers. Pens and chicks. Let me just sort through this, see if I can make some stuff that is trash go away. Another problem with being down here is that like the only power that I have is that there is an outlet attached to it's like one of those things that screws into the light socket and is an outlet, and then there's one like on the ceiling there, like that is like, you know, someone wired in, and it's not in conduit, it's just like the whatever, the cable runs in there, and there's no power anywhere in this back half of the space. So I don't know if it's actually going to work for anything I want it for, but but yes, CPG workshop is more the idea than necessarily just studio. But I specifically want to try and do the Saturn V shoot down here. So that's and my hope is that I could do that next week. Although I didn't realize at the time I was planning this that I was going to be gone in San Francisco for 3 days, so it may have to get pushed back. So we'll see. We'll see what I actually do. Also, this big red pole kind of fucks with plans too. So we'll see. Interesting. Oh, okay. This is Goethe-Institut Test. Aufgaben 1. Lesson die folgenden Mitteln die Notizen. I know some of these words now. Frau Gerber hat ihr Büro geschlossen. Yeah, so this looks like it's probably Alicia's Goethe-Institut test from one of her years at Middlebury Academy. Alicia is my elder daughter, and she participated in several years of immersion German training for 4 weeks away from home. I don't actually feel... Yeah, we don't need this anymore. I do not need Alicia's 2012 IEP. That is not a thing that I need. This is just all garbage, I'm pretty sure. I have 18-inch quilt squares for embroidery and 13 thread for home projects. This is probably not going to happen. This might. Got duct tape. It's always good to keep your duct tape. There was no sharks in the lake, so that wasn't a real concern that I had, but organic air freshener. Let's get some of that going on down here. Now it's much more lemony. Very, very good. Very good. I don't know why. The weird collection of things that end up in some of these, like, collections of, like, I'm just tossing everything into a bag is definitely strange. Like, I've got out-of-date Preparation H alongside a glue stick, some matches, a pair of hair cutter scissors, a, like, lemon-scented air freshener, and, like, a bunch of papers that I don't need. Okay, this is going in the trash. This is the way we trash our trash. This is the way we get rid of it. Okay. So that's trash, and that's trash, and that's trash. Okay, so let's go through. this. Oi! Okay, first of all, the smashed cardboard box of IBC root beer can go away. Don't need it. We can toss this into the laundry because it's where it belongs. Pecosic Pond Winery Winter Spiced Mead. So the question I have is, this is like still mostly unopened. Does mead get better with age? Like, is aged mead a thing? Because this looks very chunky, and I don't know if mead is normally chunky. Like, does mead normally have visible chunk? This, I'm gonna call this dead. This looks like it has gone to seed. I don't think that's how mead is supposed to look. This is another one of those bottles I was talking about that we made tequila in. This one you can see is not broken like the other. The Grey Goose is actually empty, so that can go into the recycling, which I have trapped myself far away from. Move this briefly. I don't really want to toss this one because it's glass. I am going to... Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another trash run. I'll be back in 2 minutes with less trash in my way. So, ein Moment. Oh, it's okay. Okay, what do we got now? Okay. Perrier. Cheap bottle of Perrier. I mean, it's probably fine. But am I ever going to drink it? I don't think so. Oh yeah, mead so it does have honey in it sometimes. That might have been, like, I mean, honestly, part of it is just like, I'm looking at this and it's probably like a $4 bottle of mead to begin with. So, it's not like it's super end of the world that I get rid of it accidentally, you know, or mistakenly. Like, it's fine. Alright, I'm going to take another trash bag. Yeah, it could have been. Oh, once it goes chunky, it's basically vinegar. Okay. Brick wall cube thing. Oh, how many PCs could you fit in there? So that's about the size of a standard server rack. So, you know, it's like a, I don't know how tall, like a normal rack I think is taller than a person, and that is only like just 6 feet. So it's probably not a full height rack, but certainly you could fit a half height rack in there and fit, you know, 24U of servers in there or something like that. Gotcha. I didn't know that. Yeah, see? Learn something every day. This is why I live stream with all the brilliant people who come to visit me. I appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, so this I should probably just sort through and pour all these out upstairs. I'll toss out anything, like, I don't know why I have like a little bug that suction cups onto things. Like, I don't know whose idea that was, but I don't need it. Yeah, well, the problem, Rain, is that, like, I wouldn't be able to do that down here because there's literally no power in that part of the building, like the room. And even the other thing about this is that even the outlets that I have, none of them are grounded. They're all 2-prong outlets and not 3-prong outlets. So, yeah. String and twine. I just want to be clear. I'm not just calling it that. This bag is literally labeled string and twine. I don't even know why you would have a bag labeled string and twine, but apparently we do. So, or did, because it's going in my trash pile. So there you go. If you needed some string and twine, you can no longer find it here. I mean, I am aware of who wrote the label because that is, like, I recognize the handwriting. If you're looking for some Manischewitz, it is, what is it? Manischewitz is like Jewish wine, right? It has Hebrew on it, so I'm assuming that it's kosher wine under strict supervision by the Union of Orthodox Jewish Congregations of America. So we have that. Yes. Well, that was one of the things I was a little bit concerned about, like, coming down here. I didn't actually realize, I thought that the only outlet was the one that was on the, like, one of these lamp socket outlets, which thankfully it's not, because all the other lights are plugged in off of the one that's actually, like, wired specifically for that, so I feel a little bit less bad, but there's still, and the draw of these, I'm drawing like 100 watts total, so I'm not that worried about it, but, like, that's one of the reasons why setting up stuff down here isn't really a good fix for me. Is because I don't want all the power coming out down here. In fact, I would rather just not have that be the case. Okay, thinking what I want to do next. I got some Boone's Farm Strawberry Hill. I wonder if this has a year on it. Do they put years on these? No, I guess not. I mean, I wouldn't really expect them to. It's Boone's Farm, but served very cold. I like served very cold about a wine. To me, feels like you don't really want to taste this thing. You really just want to make sure that you taste it as little as possible. That's the goal. Just get it down. I mean, Boone's Farm is a super sweet wine. It is what it is. Yeah, so I'm only using one set of LEDs, which is the big LED panel. Everything else is actually like CFLs, because So what I've got at the moment, that's the big LED light panel that I got from that I had mailed to me a little while ago, and then I got a CFL with a reflector. There's actually two of them. There's another one down here that's doing the same thing. And then I've just got like a bare CFL. I think this is supposed to have an umbrella that came with it, but I didn't find it. I may have set it aside at some point, but I couldn't find it. And then, so this is my pile of stuff. So ideally, all of this stuff would have a nice little home. What we have for shelves at the moment is like, we've got this thing, which is like a little shelf with corkboard behind it, which would be fine if I had like tools like hung over there. Like, seems like it would actually be a good thing. We've got this table here, and I think the right thing to do is probably actually to rotate that table to be against the wall so that I could stack things above it and not have it be right in the way. But then when you come over here, these things are actually on pallets because getting things off the floor is probably important. And then back in the back, we've got like, that's a 3D printer in the middle there that no longer is functioning. It's nicht funktionieren. And then that box there is drum parts, and you can see the tire kind of back behind it. So, but yeah, I mean, part of this is literally just that, like, the only lights in this basement beyond that is like this one CFL and this one over here with the reflector attached to it. Like, this whole part of the basement has no lights. So until I got lights that I could bring down here that are like bright, and so like that's why I have all these bright, filming lights that are down here helping me out. Like, I didn't even know what's in this basement for a while. So being able to walk around down here and actually see is pretty nice. So yeah. Okay. Deep breaths. Okay. Yeah, so a bunch of DVDs that probably, like, I don't have a DVD player anymore. I got a GameCube copy of Animal Crossing, Shrek, The Super Smash Brothers case, but no Super Smash Brothers. Lord of the Rings, missing the first disc. These all, I think, just need to be trashed. I think these are all just like cases. We gave away all of our DVDs at one point, and then there was like a bunch of extra shit that I think was like in my office desk drawer at one point for God knows what reason. And I think these are all empty. Yeah, these are all empty. Yep. Shrek, yep, I got the special features and not the movie. Yeah, okay, these are all empty. Or rather, they have no movies in them. I mean, I have this. Let's be clear. I don't have a GameCube game. I have the case for the Animal Crossing GameCube game and not the game. So don't get too excited. It's fine. What are we gonna do here? Okay, this is. Is this what I think it is? Nope, it's not. Actually, this might be. I think this might be the blanket that I used as a child. It's got like a. Oh, did it break? Phone? Hello? So can you still hear me? My video seems to have stopped, but I don't know if the audio has stopped. Okay. I don't know what to do about that. I wonder if I swap the... I like that like swapping to the reverse camera is like just like swapping back and forth. Is that working on my like stream too? Like I can move myself from the left side of the screen to the right side? No, I guess that's not working. Okay, so when I push the reverse camera button, all that happens is that it swaps left for right. Like it's mirroring the image left to right and not actually swapping the image. Like that's stupid. Okay, I may... Alright, let me, Alright, come here, phone. We're gonna have a talk. I like you very much, but I'm disappointed. This might break for a second. I'll hopefully be back. I have no idea. Okay, now if I go back to the YouTube app...